Hello, my name is Edison McDonald, and I'm the Executive Director for the ARC of Nebraska. For the last 60 years, the ARC of Nebraska has advocated for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. With 9 chapters and over 1,500 members, we've had a historically broad reach. However, we are now using new technology to broaden our ability to support people with disabilities and their families from across the state. We need your help in developing an application to support our new ARC Advocates program. The ARC of Nebraska has developed a strong statewide grassroots group of advocates that help families and people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. However, we are working to formalize, track, identify issues, streamline, and develop new volunteers, advocates to help families on the ground. We would like to add an application with this ability to track, organize, and monitor responses. Our hope is that this system will help us create a system where we can deploy a statewide network of advocates to help people with disabilities, support those advocates we currently have in the field with a more formalized support network. While we have a great many advocates who've worked with us over the last 60 years, many of them don't have any sort of formal training or support. 3, track volunteers so that we can more effectively understand and fill some of the systematic holes and fix some of the systems issues within Nebraska, whether that's talking with policymakers or if it's going and talking with providers and figuring out how we can create some remedies to these larger complex issues. Delegate workloads to more volunteers. While we've got dedicated staff, we frankly do not have enough to cover the vast need. Lastly, we want to increase volunteer and engagement with programs. There are a lot of programs and opportunities out there, but many families aren't even aware that they're available. We want to help figure out how we can go and build that connection. So in order to help you understand how this is going to look and what this is going to do, I want to tell you the story of Celeste. She's awfully cute, isn't she? Celeste is a beautiful, happy, and fun-loving 3-year-old. She loves books, knocking down block towers, and going to the swimming pool. When you see her, she will most likely have one of her award-winning smiles for you. Her disability doesn't define her, but it's a huge factor in her life. Her diagnoses include a brain cyst, a genesis of the corpus callosum, hypotonia, aberrant subclavian artery, malrotation, hearing loss, extropia, oral aversion, and previously failure to thrive, but now she's tube-fed. Nearly 100% of her calories come through that tube. She's also suspected, although not yet confirmed, to have a tethered spinal cord. Her family is also currently awaiting approval of further genetic testing because she's very petite. Although these diagnoses together make it difficult for Celeste to live the life of a typical 3-year-old. She doesn't stand on her own, walk or talk, and is nowhere near being ready for potty training. She can't consume enough calories on her own to sustain herself. She can't have normal bowel movements without medications to help her. She is at a higher risk of bowel obstructions or life-threatening volvulus in her intestines. Celeste's family has private insurance, but without access to the state's Medicaid waiver, her family would be paying nearly $1,400 a month just for the necessary medical supplies and specialized formulas. This doesn't even include the necessary therapies Celeste requires in order to reach her maximum potential, or the childcare necessary for her parents to maintain their teaching careers. Without the waiver, her parents would have to work additional jobs to cover the nearly $2,000 worth of medical bills, but that would add additional stress in ensuring that Celeste got access to the therapy and care that she needed, making sure they have time to be a family. Another option for them would be to quit their careers and move to lower paying jobs in order to meet the income requirements to qualify for Medicaid, move out of state, or take an astronomical amount of debt. The idea of losing this waiver has led to a great deal of stress and even the consideration of keeping Celeste out of therapy for fear of her going and making too much progress, because if she becomes just enough better, she may cross that line, may no longer be able to receive that care. So the waiver for Celeste has meant more than medical bills being paid. It's more time with her parents at home, helping to extend what she does in therapy. It has meant more time for her parents to use respite care and invest in their marriage, sons, careers, and community. When the state last year decided to cut this Medicaid waiver that ensured Celeste could access the support she needed through a Medicaid waiver and hundreds of other children like her, we received an overwhelming amount of complex calls. When this happens in the future, we want to be able to handle the volume, track complex issues, and leverage volunteers to help react to these systematic issues in a quick manner. Currently, we work to deal with these issues as quickly and efficiently as possible. However, the volume and technical expertise required is problematic. While we are able to help many of these families, we definitely miss some significant opportunities to help some of these individuals and their families. Unfortunately, as it stands, we have too limited of staff to ensure that we can properly handle these issues. In this example, we had hundreds of cases appear nearly overnight with a large variety of mitigating issues and different needs. Really, you need to be an attorney, a doctor, and an accountant to understand how to deal with an issue like this, which makes it difficult unless you have a large number of staff or you can find a better way to better distribute the work amongst volunteers. So we want to develop this application that, in combination with our new training program, the ARC Advocates, will help provide standardized reporting that we can put in the hands of family and advocates. My vision on this is one that our advocates hear about an issue like this and would pull out their phone. That then they would be hopefully provided potential resources based upon what info they submitted. That information that they submit via the application would be sent to our CRM, Nation Builder, and then they would go and tell us if they need help from staff and what it is that they need. And then lastly, that we'd be able to go and better track this information with tags on the back end to better understand systems analysis issues. So the ideal is that the system will be integrated and easy to use reporting system and resource for advocates with a variety of features. Number one, we want a resource library. Number two, reporting form that will integrate with Nation Builder and updatable tags. Number three, we want video chat capability for immediate needs, and hopefully a chat room for community inclusion opportunities. I don't know if that's possible, how this could work, but tossing it out for you here. Number four, we want a capability to push out update notifications and advocacy alerts, making sure that we're able to get that educational information out in a timely fashion can be so key. And number five, if we could also include an ability to have video classes and quizzes to enable remote training, that would be another tremendously beneficial piece that we'd like to see. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me and consider our project. I hope that you will consider working with us, and I hope that you'll join me in going out and finding a way that we can change the world. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.